Hi everyone. So it's password this week, so I'm not going to do my typical need some dough video, but I still wanted to give you my 2-minute spiel about mortgages. So bear with me, no challah in the background this week. We'll get back to it next week. This week I want to talk about managing expectations. I think it's an important life skill, not just with mortgages, but it's definitely come up this week for me in the mortgage world. Understanding what the options are is key, whether you like them or not. And knowing your position in terms of your ability to argue is also important. So there are times in the mortgage process when a borrower might be presented with options, and I've come across this with some files this week, so that's why it's come to mind. They might be presented with options they don't like, but that still might be the best option in the moment. And rightly or wrongly, whether they feel they deserve a different one, it's not available to them. There are other situations where the lender will give the borrower an option, but be open to granting certain exceptions. And that's part of my role, to understand those gray areas and know when to push the buttons and when not to. And I think we've all been through this. I know professionally I've been through this, where there are certain situations where I can push back, and there are certain situations where I just have to swallow it, whether I agree or disagree, nod and smile, and move forward. And I had a weird situation myself right before Passover. I went to get my hair cut, okay? Sounds simple. But I walked in, and for anyone that didn't realize from the videos, I'm expecting. And the hairdresser asked me when I was due. And I told her, and then she said, "Oh, are you sure you're not due like a month earlier than that? You seem like you're due a month earlier." In my head, I was like, okay, there are things we say out loud, and there are things we keep to ourselves. But I didn't have time to go back for a different haircut slot. Like, I couldn't have left. Or I could have, but I would have been choosing not to get a haircut. So while this is a very oversimplified version of obviously what a borrower goes through when they're looking to borrow money, it's the same concept. At the end of the day, sometimes we're given choices that we don't like, but those are still the hand we have at that moment. And it's important to have an accurate read on that. So if you have any mortgage questions, you want someone that's really going to advocate for you, but also be honest with you about what your position is at, feel free to reach out. I'm always available for a consult. Have a great week, everyone.